Live and direct from the planet of Queens, New York, Soccer Senseis Extra Time. Rodrigo Salazar. Ellis is not with us today right now. He is, I believe, on the run. He was one of the only Switzerland supporters at Studio Square in Astoria, full of Ecuadorians. I think they're still after him after they beat him. Switzerland beat Ecuador. But we're joined by Kassiano. Kassiano Nosa, who designed this T-shirt. He's talking about on the website and on the Facebook page. It's dope. I just got it yesterday. The printing is great. I mean, I can feel David Luiz's hair down here somewhere. I'll get up real quick. And I like the way you put Wayne Rooney down here because he kind of sucks this World Cup, last World Cup. So it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but sucking it up yesterday.
Yeah, man, that was good. You can get the T-shirt at nosa.merchtable.com. It's really dope. You got it in black, yellow, and white.
Exactly.
Yep. So Kassiano, tell me, you're in Sao Paolo right now.
Yep.
And we want to talk about the Brazil versus Mexico match.
For sure.
What do you think? What's going on there with the ball
First of all,
rolling?
thanks for the shot on the shirt.
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's looking really good on you, man. How is it wearing around? Have you got any compliments?
You know what? I got it yesterday, but people that have seen it, are really, on it. They like it a lot. We put it on Instagram. We put it on Facebook.
Right.
Kassiano's an old friend of mine from back in the day, and I've always
Years ago.
been. I still got your Nosa shirts from before. I got the one with City of God kid. Every time I wear that one with the kids like this, people are complimenting me and stuff. But
you've always been a major supporter, so big shout out to you, man.
Yeah.
Since 2006, Body Funk parties.
Damn. This guy created Ballet Funk. I don't know if you guys are up on that, but he's definitely one of the guys who did that. Him and his partner. So how did Brazil play the first match? I mean, let's talk a little bit about that and go into Brazil versus Mexico.
I mean, to me, I thought they played pretty good, man. It was hard to, it's like that. It's really hard to gauge, especially the first half. You figure it's the first game, first match for any team is going to be can always be a little shaky, So, I'd like to see them against like a better team to really be able to give an honest opinion. But I thought they looked good in the first half. They're definitely like on the defense on the left side, I believe. There were like some major holes, and then I saw later, like yesterday, I was watching they did a segment here on the news, and it was where they read the lips, and then they kind of like translate what was going on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then they show that like right in the beginning, and they have Scolari on the sidelines, and they just like readjusted the positioning there on the defense on the right side, I believe. And then after that, I think it got a lot tighter. So overall, I think they have a lot of potential. What did you think?
I thought, it's Brazil. Brazil has always comes to the game with two full squads. You got your bench that are starters, and you have your starters. It's always going to be something that they're going to be up for. And obviously, they're one of the favorites to take it because it's in their home country. What do you think about that? Is that something that is a detriment to them, or is that something that's good?
No, I think it's definitely a detriment. Because especially even also hearing like the interviews and all the, here it's like the first thing I do in the morning, you get the paper and it's like just nonstop. It's like a huge booklet of just sports and World Cup coverage. So you kind of get the feeling like where they're already talking about Neymar. He had the yellow card in the first match.
Yeah.
And they're already talking about like, maybe we'll have him force a yellow card on in the second match if they're winning, so he can miss the third match and then go into the next phase like with 0 cards. And just even that kind of thing, to me, it's already like it's a little bit too much confidence,
Okay.
I think just being at home and like having won the Confederations Cup, I think it's a disadvantage in my opinion because I like the underdog thing when they're not expected to win and then they come in and they got nothing to lose, but now they got everything to lose.
The underdog when
especially
you're Brazil,
after the first game, it's like Brazil are the favorites, I think. So I think that can only be unwanted pressure, in my opinion, especially for the young guys. They're all young.
How do you think they'll do against Mexico? Mexico did pretty well. I was surprised. I didn't think they're gonna win,
Yeah,
but Giovanni dos Santos, who's actually half Brazilian,
right,
is to me
exactly.
is he's like their talisman. He does well, then they're good. If he's not up for it, then they kind of
Yeah,
lose the creative spark
right,
and where are they going forward?
right.
It's kind of like two teams. If some key players show up, I mean, there was a whole thing with Mexico where some of the European-based players were criticized, like, oh, they were not feeling the shirt and this and that.
Right.
So the same way you get a lot of Brazilian press, we get a lot of Mexican press here in the United
Right.
States, as you know, you lived
Oh, for
here.
sure. Yeah.
So it's a lot. I mean, what do you think? How do you think they're going to do against Mexico?
I mean, Dos Santos is great. I love that guy. You know, he's like definitely has like moments of genius, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he can definitely pull off some magic, I believe. And you know, like I don't think like with Croatia, I don't think that they had a player like that, you know, up front. Um, so I think that'll be a good test for the defense as well. You know,
Yeah, it'll be a
um,
better match against. It's a better opponent, I believe, but
for sure,
I,
it's definitely a better opponent. I
yeah,
mean, and then like you know, I just remember like the Olympics, right, where they lost to Mexico. So it's like
yeah,
I think they still have that psychologically, probably knowing that Mexico's a team that can definitely beat them. So I mean, I think it's up in the air, man. I really think it's up in the air. I
yeah.
wouldn't call Brazil as a favorite
You wouldn't call Brazil a favorite, okay? So you
in
think
that
it's
match. I wouldn't, you know, especially it's like I mean, you know, yesterday I was watching Bosnia, right,
mm-hmm.
and like even a team like that where you just don't expect them. You know, although they are saying that they are a pretty good team, but it's like you know you're not expecting as much for them. And obviously, I would expect a lot more from Mexico than from Bosnia, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen. And then you get that World Cup juice, man, and it just makes players do some things that they wouldn't normally do. You know,
Yeah. The thing about
like
Mexico,
any
yeah,
team can all of a sudden hold a big team, hold the defense tight, just do like an amazing job and keep the scoring down, and all of a sudden getting a lucky goal or getting like in a counter attack, and then it's a whole different thing. And that
yeah.
happens in World Cups. We see that all the time. So you never know when it's going to happen. It could happen to any team.
And the thing about Mexico, they have this warrior spirit, and so
Oh,
if
they
they
have
get
it, man.
that, it's like
Yeah,
they'll go and they'll die on the pitch sometimes. I mean,
exactly.
that they
They
have to
got
have
that.
that though. They have to all be down with that. If not, then they kind of fall
Yeah,
apart. I still think Brazil's going to take it. Maybe 1-0 or
right.
2-1 maybe. Just
Yeah,
again, I think Brazil is maybe a little afraid of Mexico because of what you said
right.
before the Confederations Cup. But ultimately, I think Brazilian quality is gonna win out.
Yeah. I mean, I hope so. You know, I do hope so, and I guess realistically, I do think that they will win. You know, but at the same time, it's like I'm prepared for any kind of surprises. Like I said in the Olympics, you know, they had Neymar on the pitch. They had a lot of the guys that are on the team now, and they lost the gold medal to Mexico. So it's like they have the ability to beat them. That's for sure. You know, obviously being here in Brazil, they have the home field advantage. They got off to a good start, so they have that momentum. But I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a war. You know?
It's a lot of variables with the team that you're bringing up because you think, oh, as soon as you're on your home field, they definitely have the advantage. But you
Yeah,
said like the press is constantly telling you got to
constantly.
win, and not only win but like 4-0. And if you don't win,
Right.
if Brazil doesn't win by 4 points, then it's like forget about it.
Exactly.
It's
And the
crazy.
pressure's on.
Yeah. What do you think is going to be the final score of Brazil Mexico?
I mean, I think if they do win, I think it'll be tight. In my opinion, definitely like a 1-0 or a 2-1 kind of situation. In my opinion, I think it'll be a hard fought game.
Okay. Since I have you
What do you
on, I
think?
mean, I definitely wanted to ask you about what's going on in Brazil. There's a lot of protests about the World Cup.
Hmm.
There was reports that stuff wasn't going to be ready. The stadiums
Right.
were falling down.
Yeah.
Crime, all this stuff that we heard
Yeah.
about South Africa, and they had a
Right.
very successful World Cup, thankfully.
Yeah.
But what's the mood on the street over there?
Well, you know, honestly, I think that like there are protests happening, but I think that they're being pretty like clever in a way to kind of you know disguise it.
Hmm.
But it's definitely not even close to the size that people were expecting it to be. Because there was like a fear that, as soon as it starts, then you can have this huge backlash like you had, months and months ago, where thousands of people take the street and then it becomes a big, big thing in the center of town. Like that didn't happen. And I did think that could have happened. I thought there was a good chance that it was going to happen. What has happened is like smaller things, like 300 people, 500 people protesting. There was one yesterday in Rio, 500 people, and the police are just coming down on it really hard. They're not really they're not playing around, they're going right in with like the tear gas and those grenades, like those, I forgot what they're called. They're just like flash bombs, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they're definitely not messing around with it, and I think they're just pretty much squashing any kind of possibility to protest, and also the protest, not as many people are into it as some people expected. So in a way, I think it's kind of a good thing,
Yeah, it's both sides were showing. There's definitely we saw that there were protests, that there's a lot of problems in the country, but
Right.
you guys are still doing the World Cup, and hopefully some of that money will go to fix some of the problems that are going on in Brazil.
Of course.
We'll see.
No, I mean, personally, I wish there were more protests, but not in the way like the small ones that have happened are these guys dressed in black and they're coming out like throwing Molotov cocktails and they're coming like breaking things, and like that's not cool. Like if it would have been like 5,000 people, but just peaceful, just demonstrating, that would have been respectable. But as soon as you get people breaking shit, it's really not. I don't condone that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, peaceful protest, as they say.
Exactly, man. Then you're like breaking people's businesses, and like I know people that had their businesses like completely like busted up and everything stolen, and it's not cool.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Kassiano, thanks a lot for joining us, man. I definitely want to get you back. When my pick for the final is Brazil Argentina, and then we could have another 55-minute conversation about just that game.
We could.
We'll get there hopefully. Thanks a lot for joining us, Kassiano. Your Twitter is at Kassiano.
Yes, exactly. Kassiano.
Okay, and again, get the World Cup T-shirt. I can't call out all the names because I can't really see. I got Balotelli. I got Ronaldo.
Come on, man. You have to know every single one.
I can't really see. Okay, we got Rooney, Khedira, David Luiz all the way at the bottom.
Yep.
Who's this guy?
That's the guy on the left.
Yeah, no, this guy right here.
I think he's a German guy. Yeah, he's a stocky guy. I forgot his name.
Okay. All right. See, this is a great
Yeah,
shirt, like I said. And nosa.merchtable.com. Again,
Exactly.
Kassiano, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks a lot, Rodrigo. It was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
All right.